week, and just how does that work with as much as he's lost?
Yeah, I mean, he'll have a role. He'll have a solid role in this plan. He's a very bright guy. He picked it up pretty quick today, and so yeah. Obviously, he can't do everything,
Right?
but he'll have a solid role in the plan for the week.
You just kind of go with a hot hand at that position if one develops.
If one were to develop, yeah. So it's going to be situational too. You know,
Right.
Each guy's going to have a role situationally.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Onen.
Hey, Bruce, I want to ask you, not only with Leonard, but with LaShawn McCoy, with Keyshawn Vaughn, just overall the commitment to upgrading the run game and how much you think that was needed. I know we give a lot of attention to Brady and Gronk and Evans and Godwin, but just how much do you think this team needs to have a reliable run game?
I think every team does. I mean, we needed one last year, but we kept falling behind by 14 points in the first 4 minutes. So your run game's out the window, especially in the 2 games against the Saints. So that's where we start every week, where we're going to run the football, how we're going to run the football. And so upgrading it from last year was really just a matter of eliminating turnovers early in the first quarter.
When you think about those first 2 the Saints games last year, why you fell behind, what are the things you point to where this team has to be better on Sunday?
Turning the ball over. I mean, especially like the second game, we gave up a long drive, and then we fumbled the ball away on the first possession inside the 20. And now you're playing from behind against a really good team. Same thing basically happened down there. And so just got to control the football better, get the turnovers when they're out there. We had a couple of punts on the ground last year, and we got them, but evidently we didn't on one instant replay.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, you've game planned against Leonard Fournette. I know you're not on the defensive side of the ball, but just what kind of challenges does he give these opposing coaches like Sean Payton that he's going to have to contend with this week?
Well, yeah, he's a big, strong back that can really catch. He can do everything. He can protect. He's a big third down back, and he's been a solid guy in the league. So it just gives us another weapon. Until his role really, really expands, I wouldn't think you'd have to game plan for him that much, other than just our running game.
And what percentage realistically of the playbook do you think he could take in and learn by week's end?
Well, the beauty of it, we don't have to learn the playbook anymore. We just have to learn a game plan. It's about 1/3 of the playbook. So you study the game plan this week, and you should know it by Friday.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Okay, next is Ed Encina.
Hi, Coach. I was wondering what you guys liked as an organization about Josh Rosen to bring him in on the practice team. Obviously, not your prototypical practice squad, background. But what do you think he can bring, and just what kind of move is that?
I think it was an excellent move. I mean, Josh wanted to be here. We wanted him here. I really liked him coming out. Byron had him for a number of games, about 8 or 9 games as a starter with a really, really bad football team. He's was around Miami. He's learned. He's sharp. He's big. He's got everything you're looking for. So it's a great guy to groom.
Okay, next is going to be Mark Cook.
Hey, Coach, I'm wondering if you guys had made your vote on captains and if you were ready to announce that yet, if you have.
Yeah, we've voted on the captains. It'd be Brady and Evans on offense, Devin and Levante on defense, and then Kevin Minter and Bradley Pinion on special teams.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Steve Isbitz.
Coach, what's different about a road trip during these COVID-19 times? Are the players locked down in the hotel?
Yeah, I mean, not being able to go out to dinner, that's about the only thing. There's about 3 hours when we land and when our meetings start. That'd really be the only difference. Nobody goes out. I mean, some coaches like to go for a walk. They're not going to go for walks. So we're going to get to the hotel and be there and leave for the ball game and come right back. It's really not different other than those 3 or 4 hours.
And in what ways do you feel after the roster cuts that your special teams are better this season?
Well, they're wait and see. we'll wait and see about offense, defense, and special teams. If we're any better, we have to do it on the field on Sunday. I like our speed. I think the linebacking crew has added some speed, and they show up on teams with our safeties on teams, and we'll see what happens in the return game.
All right, next is Luke Easterling.
Coach, as you guys finally get to prepare for an actual football game, taking yourself back to, maybe earlier in the off season or maybe even the beginning of training camp, now that you're actually about to play a game, is there anything that really stands out to you as a positive that maybe you didn't expect about what this team is looking like now and how it's made up that maybe just you didn't expect?
Well, not really. I mean, we only lost 10 guys, basically 10 or 11, and we've added 3 pieces to the practice squad and a running back. So, yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I expected. We're where I think we should be right now, getting into a really, really tough ball game in our divisions.
And speaking of the practice squad, those decisions that happen over that 24 to 48 hour period where guys are ending up on the practice squad or they're getting plucked by another team, or maybe they've made it initially, but then a move happens that changes things. How difficult is it to navigate all of those conversations and decisions, with everybody's livelihoods on the line and trying to piece together the best things for this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much easy for us. We wanted our guys back. They were trained, they're ready to go in case of a virus or injury. And so we were fortunate to get almost all our guys back. A couple of guys got picked up, and we filled in nicely in those spots. So it's really not hard. Jason does a great job, and Spytek and the whole pro personnel group, they do a great job with those guys.
And next is going to be Rick Stroud.
Hey, Bruce, we saw where Antoine Winfield is the starting safety on your depth chart, for what that's worth. I know you have a lot of personnel groupings, but what does it say about, what was it about that he did in training camp that let you know that he's ready for this without a preseason game, without anything?
Yeah, he was around the ball every day. He creating fumbles, he's getting interceptions. He was, when we tackled, he tackled well. He showed his multiple position of flexibility. And so, yeah, it was Mike did a heck of a job too. I mean, Mike just missed a tackle, and but that's about what happens right now.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Allman.
Bruce, I just want to ask you, just in terms of the dynamic and the logistics of having a second kicker on the practice squad and what the benefits of that are. I know things have to be a little bit different in some positions with COVID and with other things.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to cover. Who can snap? What deep snappers, what short snappers do we have already? Do we need to have one on the practice squad? Have a kicker on the practice squad? Pinion can get us out of a game as a kicker. I think we have really good flexibility with all those specialists right now. If something were to happen.
Who would be your emergency snapper behind Triner right now?
Well, we have Ryan Jenkins can do it. Shackelford is on the practice squad, but he's a good snapper. Anthony Nelson is a snapper for punts. So we've got enough guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Coach, what does it do for your team to face the squad, the New Orleans Saints squad that has really kind of had a hold of the division for the last several years? What does it do to face them in week 1, and how can that set the tone for your season?
Well, it's just the first game of 16, and it is a good barometer. They're the best in our division right now. So if we go down to their place and play well and come out with a victory, it speaks volumes. If we play really well and don't, we'll know where we stand and where we have to get better.
And your quarterback, Tom Brady, had said about 2 weeks ago when you guys started scrimmaging that, now is the time to really start turning it on. Don't wait for New Orleans. Have you seen, though, a difference in him this week versus the last couple weeks, as you're in training camp? Have you noticed a difference in his demeanor at all?
No, not him. He's wired every day. Like he said, he brings it every single day. And I think I've seen that out of most everybody we've had on our football team. I didn't see anything different today than I saw last week. It was a good, solid day's work, and maybe a little bit too much running for a Tuesday on a bonus day, but that's up to me.
Our last one's going to come from Ed Encina.
Bruce, I know we've been talking a lot about New Orleans, but I was wondering just what your take is on this division as a whole, and whether do you think it's going to be more competitive? Obviously, you guys got better. Some other teams got better as well. I mean, how competitive do you think this division is going to be, maybe comparatively to last season?
I think it's going to be extremely competitive. When you look at the 4 quarterbacks in this division, it starts with those guys, and everybody's got one that can beat you and beat you in a lot of ways. So I think, health has a big factor. Who can stay healthy, keep their guys COVID-free plus football injury-free, and then just keep playing week to week. But it's going to be a knockdown drag out.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.